Hey, how is it going, guys? It is Russian man who brings value through my own experiences, and today we're gonna learn English through communicating with George Carlin. With you, let's go dive into it. I'm so glad that you are here, and I'm Russian, and I want to move to America in one day. Let's go learn a bit about euphemisms. By the way, I have been learning English for 2 years, and it is our new attempt to learn it through comedy, and I will do this without subtitles. My first attempt to listen to George Carlin without subtitles. Nice. Have fun.
It's worse with every generation. For some reason, it just keeps getting worse. I'll give you an example of that. There's a condition in combat, most people know about it. It's when a fighting person's nervous system has been stressed to its absolute peak and maximum, can't take any more input. The nervous system has either snapped or is about to snap. In the First World War, that condition was called shell shock.
Shell shock.
Simple, honest, direct language. 2 syllables. Shell shock. Almost sounds like the guns themselves. That was 70 years ago. Then a whole generation went by, and the Second World War came along, and the very same combat condition was called battle fatigue. 4 syllables now. Takes a little...
Okay, shell shock, it is kind of snap, almost. But battle fatigue, it is kind of when you are longly fatigued. It is so long, like French word.
Longer to say, doesn't seem to hurt as much. Fatigue is a nicer word than shock. Shell shock, battle fatigue. Then we had the war in Korea, 1950. Madison Avenue was riding high by that time, and the very same combat condition was called operational exhaustion. Hey, we're up to 8 syllables now. And the humanity has been squeezed completely out of the phrase. It's totally sterile now. Operational exhaustion. Sounds like something that might happen to your car. Then, of course, came the war in Vietnam, which has only been over for about 16 or 17 years. And thanks to the lies and deceit surrounding that war, I guess it's no surprise that the very same condition was called post-traumatic stress disorder.
Post-traumatic stress disorder. And first was shell shock, post-traumatic stress disorder. It is kind of medicine term.
Still 8 syllables, but we've added a hyphen. And the pain is completely buried under jargon. Post-traumatic stress disorder. I'll bet you if we'd have still been calling it shell shock, some of those Vietnam veterans might have gotten the attention they needed at the time. I'll bet you that.
Yes, maybe, because when I remember how I jumped from the 3rd floor when I was running from my neighbors because they wanted to kill me. I jumped from the window. I don't want to recommend it. It was really scary. You can watch it on my channel, by the way. And I jumped from the 3rd floor, and it is not like a way of describing things that it was kind of no good, no super nice jump or something. It was not. It was awful, guys. When you jump from the 3rd floor, it is so like a suicidal condition almost. Yes, and it was scary, and nothing else. They wanted to kill me with a knife, by the way. Okay, it is a story that happened on 20th to 21st of December last year, and video you will find with the same date on EJ Day series hashtag firstly episode 3 or 3. And by the way, right now I think about this experience. Okay, it happened. Sometimes I have kind of nightmares, but yes, I have some traumas about it, but I'm alive, and that's nice. Yes, let's go.
But it didn't happen. And one of the reasons is because we were using that soft language, that language that takes the life out of life. And it is a function of time. It does keep getting worse.
should we use soft language, by the way? Because I use it. And I prefer to use it because maybe I'm soft a bit, but I don't find it kind of bad. I think that it is a good manners, etiquette. It is a bit like how our imagination works. I like softness because you understand that maybe people will like you more. Or maybe it is our mindset work. When we use soft language, we are getting to be happier. No? Okay.
Give you another example. Sometime during my life, toilet paper became bathroom tissue. I wasn't notified of this. No one asked me if I agreed with it. It just happened. Toilet paper became bathroom tissue.
Bathroom tissue, yes, it is kind of not really nice, because not really nice euphemism. I don't prefer it. I think that toilet paper, it will be much more better. I mean that bathroom tissue, it is not really nice, but toilet paper, it is understandable. And I mean soft language of words like no need to say awful and horrible, need to say not really nice, not really good, this way, because it is our mindset work.
Tissue. Sneakers became running shoes. False teeth became dental appliances. Medicine became medication. Information became directory assistance. The dump became the landfill. Car crashes became automobile accidents.
Automobile accident.
Partly cloudy became partly sunny.
But it is a language of that we have half of a glass, more than half of a glass. It is better than, yes, partly cloudy. It is not really nice. I think that partly sunny, it is better, guys.
Motels became motor lodges. House trailers became mobile.
By the way, motels, motor court. Motor court, it was before. I've read it in a book. This Stephen King, 11/22/63. It is about Maine language. They spoke about in this language in 1958. I've learned it. Motor court, it was before, not motel. Facts. Like, one moment, I will Google it right now. Motor court. Motor court, definition of motor court, the free dictionary. A motel, especially one with units arranged around a central space. Yes, motor court. It was before.
Homes. Used cars became previously owned transportation. Room service became guest room dining, and constipation became occasional irregularity.
By the way, in Russia we have the same person. He is dead. Is dead already. He spoke about the same things in Russian language. Yes, he spoke about like clean manager, not what's the name of the clean manager. Maybe I will tell you right now. For example, the janitor. Janitor, it is someone who sweeps left, right. He became clean manager, not like a super. And Russian comedians spoke about it, and in this way, that so big amount of clean managers. Who are they? But it is simple people with sweeping, with mops.
When I was a little kid, if I got sick, they wanted me to go to the hospital and see the doctor. Now they want me to go to a health maintenance organization or a wellness center to consult a healthcare delivery professional. Poor people used to live in slums. Now the economically disadvantaged occupy substandard housing in the inner cities. And they're broke. They're broke. They don't have a negative cash flow position. They're fucking broke. Because a lot of them were fired. You know, fired. Management wanted to curtail redundancies in the human resources area. So many people are no longer viable members of the workforce. Smug, greedy, well-fed white people have invented a language to conceal their sins. It's as simple as that. The CIA doesn't kill anybody anymore. They neutralize people. Or they depopulate the area. The government doesn't lie, it engages in disinformation. The Pentagon actually measures nuclear radiation in something they call sunshine units. Israeli murderers are called commandos. Arab commandos are called terrorists. Contra killers are called freedom fighters. Well, if crime fighters fight crime and firefighters fight fire, what do freedom fighters fight? They never mention that part of it to us, do they? Never mention that part of it.
Like comparison.
And some of this stuff is just silly. We all know that. Like on the airlines, they say they want a pre-board. Well, what the hell is pre-board? What does that mean? To get on before you get on? They say they're going to pre-board those passengers in need of special assistance. Cripples. Simple, honest, direct language. There's no shame attached to the word cripple that I can find in any dictionary. No shame attached to it. In fact, it's a word used in Bible translations. Jesus healed the cripples. Doesn't take 7 words to describe that condition. But we don't have any cripples in this country anymore. We have the physically challenged. Is that a grotesque enough evasion for you?
Is it disabled people?
How about differently abled? I've heard them called that, differently abled. You can't even call these people handicapped anymore. They'll say, we're not
Handicapped, it is on wheelchair, yes?
handicapped, we're handy-capable. These poor people have been bullshitted by the system into believing that if you change the name of the condition, somehow you'll change the condition. Well, hey, cousin, doesn't happen. Doesn't happen.
Sometimes it can happen, sometimes, not fully, but it is not for everyone. I mean that it is our mind work, psychotherapy, a bit. When we change meanings of words, it is NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. One moment, NLP, do you have it in Russian, in English language? Natural language process, nope. NLP techniques, one moment. Neuro-linguistic programming, yes. It's called this way. When you change association with a word, sometimes people have specific associations with words. For example, F-bomb, yes, some F-bomb can mean for everybody different meanings. For someone it will be kind of funny to use F-bombs. For someone else it will be kind of destroyful because their maybe father alcohol drunkard father, and always on alcohol person, he always used F-bombs when he was fighting mother's wife and his child, for example. And that's why this person maybe don't like this word, because it is associated with these moments. And to clean up it clean it fully, need to invest like 1 year, 2 year, 3 years of mental work. And it is easier to create a new word that will be associated with something else even better. That's why euphemisms can win. But yes, using 6 syllables instead of 2, it is not so practical, not so useful, not so efficient.
We have no more deaf people in this country, hearing impaired. No one's blind anymore, partially sighted or visually impaired. We have no more stupid people. Everybody has a learning disorder.
Learning disorder.
Or he's minimally exceptional. How would you like to be told that about your child? He's minimally exceptional.
minimally exceptional.
Oh, thank God for that. Psychologists actually have started calling ugly people those with severe appearance deficits.
Peculiar.
It's getting so bad that any day now I expect to hear a rape victim referred to as an unwilling sperm recipient.
It is something funny. Unwilling sperm recipient.
And we have no more old people in this country. No more old
Advanced age.
people. We shipped them all away, and we brought in these senior citizens.
Senior.
Isn't that a typically American 20th century phrase? Bloodless, lifeless. No pulse in one of them. A senior citizen. But I've accepted that one. I've come to terms with it. I know it's here to stay. We'll never get rid of it. That's what they're going to be called, so I'll relax on that. But the one I do resist, the one I keep resisting, is when they look at an old guy and they'll say, "Look at him, Dan. He's 90 years young." Imagine the fear of aging that reveals. To not even be able to use the word old to describe someone, to have to use an antonym. And fear of aging is natural, it's universal, isn't it? We all have that. No one wants to get old, no one wants to die, but we do. So we bullshit ourselves. I started bullshitting myself when I got to my 40s. As soon as I was in my 40s, I'd look in the mirror and I'd say, well, I guess I'm getting older. Older sounds a little better than old, doesn't it? Sounds like it might even last a little longer. Bullshit, I'm getting old. And it's okay, because thanks to our fear of death in this country, I won't have to die. I'll pass away.
Nice man.
Or I'll expire like a magazine subscription. If it happens in the hospital, they'll call it a terminal episode. The insurance company will refer to it as negative patient care outcome. And if it's the result of malpractice, they'll say it was a therapeutic misadventure.
Therapeutic misadventure.
I'm telling you, some of this language makes me want to vomit. Well, maybe not vomit. Makes me want to engage in an involuntary personal protein spill.
Engage involuntary something spill. Okay, thank you a lot for it. I don't laugh a lot on George Carlin's stand-ups because they are truth, they're philosophical. Yes, we can smile about it, not like a laugh. I laughed it in Russian language a lot because I watched his stand-ups when I was in 2015. It was 17 and 18 years old, and I watched it a bit. Yes, in Russian language, like translated with Russian dubbed version voiceovering. And I understand what he's speaking, and it is, for me, it is the most easiest stand-upper that I can understand, comedian that I can understand without subtitles, because his accent is so familiar to me, and his way of speaking so clear, and he speaks with almost RP of American English, I want to say. He's New Yorker or what? George Carlin, who is... Yes, New Yorker, Manhattan. It means New York accent, and I understand New York accent pretty well. I don't understand some of... I understand almost full American accents, not... I mean that not like a fool, but almost every accent. I don't understand British accents; they are hard to understand, and also Cockney. It is British too, and also in New Zealand. In New Zealand, you have so Jesus Christ. I don't know how to understand your accent. Really, like you are muffing everything around. And thank you a lot for watching this video. It was interesting to communicate with you. George Carlin is a good person, and you can recommend more from him. Or maybe if you have someone like George Carlin, you can recommend this stand-up comedian too. It will be good. Maybe you can recommend some old videos of George Carlin, and we will watch them too. Have a wonderful day and improve so daily. Use language what you prefer to use. If you prefer euphemisms, use them. If you prefer kind of short and specific language, use them too. It is your life and your vocabulary and your thesaurus. You decide what you use. I decided to use English language instead of Russian when I started this channel. Thank you a lot for watching. See you next time. Bye bye. How to jump. Need to click.